Yes, welcome again to another Physics Live. It's Wednesday afternoon, 4:30 again. It keeps on coming around. We are going to be doing more science again at your room, your classroom, your home, wherever it is. And this time we are doing a lung model experiment. Now, if you haven't got the materials, no big deal. I'll show you along what it's all about. But if you are playing along wherever you are, let us know you're around. Say g'day. I'll say hi back, of course. And maybe tag some friends who might want to enjoy how to create literally a working lung model. Now, in case you're wondering, you look in the comments section, look down in there, and you'll see a link which will take you straight to the site. And the one that we're actually looking at, if I go down over here to desktop and not so much looking at me and go more looking at this, our long model here, that link there is the one we'll be going with. So all on down here, what you're going to need is a bottle. You're going to need a couple of balloons, a rubber band, some sort of blue tack if you want to use that, though I tend to pop a hole through the top of our bottle, and straw, scissors, rubber band. And that's pretty much what you're going to be doing, and we'll be following how to do all these steps till eventually we get ourselves a working lung model. You might be wondering, what on earth does it look like? So, here's one. Here's one that I prepared earlier, but we actually use this in our human body workshops when we go out to schools to look at how the physiology of breathing actually works. And it has here a balloon hanging off, a straw sitting in a cork, and a bottle with a balloon in the bottom, and we just shove it on in there. I'm just going to get it on in there. Try and fiddly on hands here. Get on in there. Push, 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 push. There you go. Done. And now we're in. The idea is that as you move this in and out, you get our lung working. And the way this works is that as you pull down the balloon, it opens a space in our bottle, and the air gets pushed into that space and our lung works. So tell you what, how about we show you how to make this thing, and we'll go into the science a bit more detail afterwards. So look on over this way. We've got a bottle here. Any old bottle will do. I must say we've been using these square bottles a little bit because we find that the balloons tend to pull hard in on the plastic bottles, and the ridges around the edge here do tend to give you a bit more strength. So knowing that, we're going to need to get our bottle. This is a Pepsi Max bottle, and yeah, just let us know what you got hanging around. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the side. To make it have a little bit of a nick here, I'm going to use just a simple Stanley knife to make a little hole there. If you're playing at home, that is for the adults to do, not so much the kids. And what we're going to do is get our scissors in on there, get on in there, get there, and just simply just cut away, 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 and get rid of that base. Doesn't matter if your first cut is not perfect. Whoop! You see where we've washed it out there. All the water just popped out. In the next cut, you can then just make it kind of nicer. You don't want to have it too sharp, because if it's too sharp, it's simply going to cut into your rubber diaphragm that you're making. Now, a diaphragm is actually found underneath your lungs, and the idea is it's this piece of basically muscle. And as the muscle contracts, it then pulls the diaphragm downwards in our chest cavity, and it helps produces a low pressure area in our lung, in our chest cavity. So we're going to need to do that. So I've got my lid off. I'm going to be needing that later. To create our diaphragm, I'm just going to get a balloon, and I'm going to make the tiniest little cuts on the edge of our balloon, just there. There we go. Here we go. Now I've made that little cut. I'm just going to tear, and it just comes off quite nicely. Now we're going to put that over the edge of the balloon. Now, I must say, of a bottle. Now, I must say, this is where the balloons tend to pull a little bit too hard on our bottles. So I've actually given us a fair bit of room here, because, yep, it's doing it again. They tend to do that on the round ones that you get. But we'll get on. There we go, get on there. Done. Made it. We're on. Done. We're okay. Now, this allows us to just simply pinch and be able to move this in and out, and we can see in the middle what's going on. Now, the thing is, we need to set up our pretend lung inside our pretend chest cavity. So, first job, we're going to need a straw. If you've got a straw, definitely grab that. Now what you need to do is just get a rubber band and loosely put it around. Twist and put around, twist and put around, twist and put around, just loosely, so that you can get your balloon on there, and then you put the rubber band over the top. So we're going to do that now. In we go. And now we're going to loosely put our rubber bands over our balloon. I must say, it's fiddly fingers with this sort of thing. How are you going at home if you're doing this? Let us know how you're going. But we've got this on. Oh, it's not very well. I might have to do a couple more loops. Put a few more loops over it. The idea is that you don't want it too tight that it crushes your straw. If it crushes your straw, you can't get air in there. And you know you're sort of doing all right if... Oh, I haven't quite got it on. There we go. Get on a bit more. Done. And you're just watching this guy on Facebook just playing with a balloon on the straw. What on earth's going on? All right, so if you just joined us, we are going to be making a lung model. So what we do now, we're almost there. This is going to go in there, but if you go in there by itself, it's going to have this huge air gap, which is not going to help you that much. And that's where you either use blue tack, plasticine, or in this case, I'm simply just going to put a hole in the top of our lid just by pushing some scissors straight into the middle. There we go, done. Give it a bit of a twist. And it tends to be about the right size for our straw. That's what we're sort of after. So we then push our straw through. In we go, in we go, in we go. Grab it on the other end. I might need to actually open that up a little bit more. It's better off to do a small amount rather than a huge amount. There we go. Give it a bit of a twist again. Pull it on through, pull it on through. Come on. Now, by the way, the straw is meant to represent the tube that connects your mouth to your lungs, at least the first tube, called your trachea or your trachea. I'm going to need to do a cut on my straw, I reckon. I'm going to do a little sharp point. If I grab the sharp point, it'll go through more, and then I can grab my fingers and pull it. There we go. Done. Guess what I just did? I just did it the wrong way. All right, in we go again. Try again. Done. Okay. Voila, we're done. So now we've got our straw in. We know it's connected nicely. I'm going to put it up fairly high, and I'm just going to chop the top off because I don't really need all that. There we go. And at this point, we're nearly done. We're going to put our one lung with our trachea coming into it. And I must say, by the way it actually works, I'll just go to my face for now. You actually have a trachea going down, then it breaks up into two bronchuses and they start to split on out there. Hey, Kate, I just see you've joined us. G'day. Nice to see you there. No, it's a bit weird when I see you join, but nice to see you, Kate, joining on in. We're making a lung model if you're wondering what's going on. So anyway, so back to our lung model. We're going to go back over this way. We have our bottle. It's been cut in half. We have our balloon that's been cut. It's been put over the end to act as our diaphragm. We've now got our straw. We've now got our balloon. And we're going to push this in, push this in, push this in, and twist. And we're done. Now, realistically, now is the moment of truth. It's either going to work or it's not. And we'll just grab the end here. And, oh, it was a bit too much. Is it going to work for me? Is it going to not? Well, it looks like I'm getting a bad seal. So when that happens, time for tape. And we're going to get our tape here and seal it. Because sometimes, especially with the round bottles, it's not just about blaming your equipment. It's actually just being realistic with what your equipment is. The round bottles tend to just not cope, especially with this thin plastic, when you start applying a force on them. Because they tend to bend, which is not that pretty for you. So I'm just going to just seal her up. Done. Better. And like when we had the last one, you'll notice we sealed that up as well. Okay, so we'll set this up again and start going. It is starting to do little work. If I go up close, if you look carefully, it's going! It's alive! Our lung is alive. So the way this is working is when I pinch this and I pull down, I open a space in our bottle. And whenever you open up a space, you lower the pressure. And the science rule is that when you open a space, air will tend to fill that space from high pressure in the air around us down into our balloon, trying to fill up that space. It moves from air from high pressure into low pressure, and our balloon expands. If we push it forwards, we don't decrease the pressure, we increase the pressure. We're squishing that air up, and that squishes the air out of the balloon. And this is pretty much what occurs with your lungs when you breathe. And it's such a simple little model that you can make, and it does work, even when you've got fumbling hands like I do. And certainly, if you go over here, and not only looking at me, but looking here, back over this way, we do have a link on our site. Just go to the free resources on our website. And just if you can't find it, just type in lung. You'll find the link, and it goes through in detail what bits you need to be able to make this stuff up. And it certainly works. So that's a bit, again, for me here at Physics. You've been hanging out with me, Ben Newsom here at Physics Education. And I hope you've been having a bit of fun doing these science experiments as we do this every afternoon at 4:30 on a Wednesday. Anyway, enough from me. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon, and I'll catch you next week. And Kate, thanks for joining in. I'll catch you another time too. All the best. Take it easy.